Welcome to Saturday Racing. It's June 29th, 2019, and we have the Flying Scots out here today in east-northeast winds of about 12 miles an hour. And it's beautifully cool out here. We had a few thunderstorms earlier, but they moved on. 40 seconds to the start, and we're sailing our course number 2, which is a 2-round windward leeward. All right, 30 seconds, and the buoy end is probably a little favored, so I think it's important to get set up on the line, and we need to get back on the line so I can call it. Like 6138, they're right on the line. They're going fast. 10 seconds. 5220 is not looking bad. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All clear, and looks like 6138 won that start. 49 is not looking too bad, but they're not up to speed yet. And so they're actually wisely tacking away because this wind shifted again to the left since we set up this course. It went about another 5 degrees left, which favors port tack. And remember, you want to stay on the lifted tack when you're sailing these weather legs, because the angle makes all the difference. So right now 6138 is leading the pack. 2760 is having a few problems over here. They got a bit of a late start. They're in irons, and so they need to use the sails by backing the jib like that to get heading in the right direction, and there they go. All right, so they're off, and let's see what happens. All right, that's 6138 onto the left, and they're doing a good job of covering the bulk of the fleet. But one boat, 5220 Air America, went all the way left, and if the wind shifts dramatically left, they can make some pretty good gains. Let's see what the wind does. All right, well, this is our leader, and they have great crew placement, sail trim, and they're going to be hard to beat today. The weather mark is right up here. So barring any huge wind shifts, they're going to go around first. Nice tack. Here we are at the weather mark, and 6138 is going to easily round first. The next boat has overstood just a little bit. And here comes the rest of the fleet. Nice set. Excellent set. So they'll race dead downwind to a leeward mark and then back upwind and finish downwind. Some people call this a 2 hot dog course because it's shaped like 2 hot dogs going around. Another nice set. And this boat's underlaying, so they're going to have to put in 2 short tacks. There they go. All right, it's drawn now. Now this boat preset their pull, so they're a little more set up for this spinnaker raising maneuver. And these girls, they started really late, and they passed this other boat, 5220, that went way left, and they got into a wind hole, I believe, and on the wrong side of a shift, so they got passed. It's the dangers of splitting with the fleet sometimes. Whoops! There they go. See, they have their pole a little too far aft. Need to ease that pole forward and trim the, ooh, and the halyard needs to go up. Now, Bud, when you watch this, don't get anxious. There we go. So the leader has rounded the leeward mark and is heading back up on this last windward leg. Then they'll come back here and finish. This is the finish line between these two orange marks. And the leeward mark is down there, that yellow one. Here comes the second place boat, and the first place boat had tacked over. They should probably consider tacking back now, just to keep a fairly tight cover on the second place boat, because if they split too far apart and the wind shifts toward one of the boats, the direction that it shifts into, well, whatever boat's farther on that side is going to gain a lot. So to minimize your chances of getting the adverse effects of a right shift, this leader should tack over and go to the right with this second place boat, which they're doing. Takes the honors in this first race, and the rest of the fleet's on the way. So we'll get started with the next sequence as soon as we can. We're at the start of race number 2, and the wind has shifted a little bit left and has abated to 10 miles an hour. We're going to do course number 2. That's 2 rounds, windward leeward. And there's 30 seconds to go. I like how these boats are getting up on the line. Lucky Dog is just way too far to leeward, and this boat is late. They're going to be probably late for the start. All right, 15 seconds, and number 49 is going to hit a mark there. I hope they don't snag it. All right, so 7 seconds.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1. All clear! And 61.38 won that start. And they should try and pinch up a little bit to gas 52.20, which they're doing a good job of. So 52.20 tack to clear their air, get into a clear lane of air. And port tack is probably the favored tack because the wind has shifted left. And 2760 is kind of in irons again. They've been pinching a lot. They need to sail looser and not try and pinch so much, because see, when you do that, you just get in irons. And you know, when the underwater blades, such as the rudder and centerboard, don't have flow over them, they don't do their job. They can't do their job. So you got to keep that boat moving. All right. So right now 61.38 is in the lead, but 52.20 has got it cranked up. They've got their weight in the right place, their sails trimmed right, and they're moving a little faster than 61.38. So we'll see what happens at the next crossing. Now, if you get any kind of a right shift, this boat should tack over, and they might possibly cross 61.38. So they should be looking for that knock. All right, 61.38 is first around. And there they go with their spinnaker. Excellent. And Air America's in the running here. There's another boat coming in, but I think Air America's going to beat them. They got that boat cranked up this race. So they're on port tack. The other boat's on starboard. I think I would have lee bowed them. I would have tried to tack in front of that boat, I think. I think they could have made that. But that's a conservative thing to do right there. Nice. See, this boat's getting their pole set up before they get around. It's a lot faster when you can do it like that. See, because see, they can get their spinnaker up now, and 52.20 still messing around. That was a pretty fast set. Oops. Better get on course. There they go. All right, so here's the leader rounding the leeward mark. You want to take the rounding wide at first, tight second. That was a nice rounding. All right, here comes 6075. And wow, looks like 5220 was in second, but they got past. I think they just couldn't get their spinnaker up in time. All right, so there we go. And 6138 is doing a good job of covering the fleet by just tacking over. And usually when this boat crosses directly behind them, if I was 6138, I'd tack back, cover. All right, here come these other two boats. Looks like 49's got their spinnaker down, is all ready to go. They don't quite have an inside overlap, which would entitle them to room, inside room to round the mark. But it looks like they're going to get it anyway. Nice. Wow, the wind's gone more left. Girls did a good job of rounding. They've got more weather gauge than 5220. So if they get lifted about 5-10 degrees, they could catch up with 5220, which seems to be happening here. The wind's going a little more left. Here we are at the finish, and 6138 is going to take the honors, followed by 6075. There's the rest of the fleet coming on down. All right, here we are at the start of race number 3, and there's about 50 seconds to go. Winds increased a little bit. It's up to 12, 13 miles an hour. And it's gone back to the right just a little bit. And the other end of the line is favored. And I like how this boat, 6138, is approaching on port tack. And they're just going to get a lee bow position over there to be closest to the favored end of the line. 5220 is up on the line nicely, says 6075. The girls are down here again, just way too far to leeward with 10 seconds to go. They're going to be late. There's no way that they can make the line. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All clear! And 6138 was early, so they just jibed around, and they're taking everybody's stern. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because port tack is favored. Now they're on the favored tack, and these other boats should tack over right now. They should not wait. Do not go on the unfavored tack for too long, because every minute that you go on the unfavored tack, you're probably losing 3 boat lengths. It's all about the angles. So 49 just tacked. I think that was a wise move. And it's a bit dangerous going way over there to the left side. But I guess they're gamblers. 6138 here on port is getting knocked, so they're going to flip over and probably gain a bunch of boats. And 6075 is going to follow suit. Good move. I think maybe 5220 should maybe think about doing the same thing if they sailed into that same wind direction, to that same knock on port tack. And the girls are in irons again. I think they tried to tack and maybe the sail got stuck. So they need to be careful not to drift into that mark, because your sails can get stuck on a nail on that thing and rip. Yeah, and I think, see, this boat is sailing away from the objective, whereas these boats are sailing at a closer angle. So remember, you always want to stay on that favored tack, closest angle to the mark you're going to if you're sailing upwind. So I think 6138's moved into the lead after starting in third or fourth, but they were going the right way. And there's the burglar alarm system going off on that boat. Very reliable system with 4 legs. And oh, look, they're going to sail back. And yeah, they got a bit of a knock on starboard, so they're going to flip over, as will 6075 do. Stay on the lifted tack. The 6138 is almost to the weather mark, and they got their spinnaker gear all ready to go like a minute and a half ago. So they're ready for this rounding, and you know, I think that's the key. You gotta get that stuff all ready so that you can get her up right away. And there they go. Nice set. Nice crew work. Excellent. And here goes 6075. There we go. There we go. She didn't quite have it hooked in on the mast. There we go. Now, if the crew just yanks on that guy and gets that pull out momentarily, it'll catch and fill sooner. Nice. All right, here comes these other 2 boats. And look, 49 has everything ready to go. Love it. Pulls up. Sails out of the bag, ready to go. Looks like the lines are run to the right spot. Ooh, man, they got their vang on really tight. And their outhauls out really tight. I think they need to adjust those. Loosen them up.
We remembered to put it in the hook this time.
All right, good job. Here we are at the leeward mark, and 6138 has got their sail down and packed up, so they're ready for a nice clean rounding. That is great crew work right there. Nice, nice. That was very smooth. All right, here's 6075. Ooh, they're a little late in getting that down, but they're probably going to just make it. See, they're going a bit beyond the mark. So, yeah, they gave up a couple boat lengths to leeward on that rounding. And it looks like 49 has gotten their sail down and is going to make a tighter rounding. So if they can go wide at first, tight second, and get in the groove quickly, they could be within striking distance of that other boat. At 5220, got a little delayed here in their takedown, and so they gave up a little distance to leeward here, probably 3-4 boat lengths, but better late than never. And 6138 takes the honors in the last race of today. We're going to head in soon, get some sandwiches and beer, and we have a little bit of a horse race developing here. And you know, when you're going dead downwind on the run, it's all about VMG, velocity made good. And so that boat behind should harden up and try and go on the attack and get the boat with the blue spinnaker in their wind shadow. But it may be too late for that. All right, so 49 is in second, and then Deja Flor. All right, the other boat, the girls dropped out, and the other boat is back there, 5220. So we're gonna head in.